because almost no one looks at the thing right away. But today we're doing some kind of coding meme with Toast. For those of you who don't know, Toast used to program computers as well, and I also used to, and currently program computers as well. So he wanted to kind of jump on like a little coding meme. I don't know what it is, but it's fucking something. So Toast is gonna come up in a bit, but until then, I realized something about Drill Chan. Let me just pop over to Twitch. Also, it's 1 in the morning. How's everyone doing? It's kind of epic. Let me pop on over to Twitch. Also, new camera angle. It's high production shit now. Until Toast gets here, I'm going to show you my realization on Drill Chan. Remember last time when I was working on it and the fucking spark shot out and shit? And I was like, oh, I don't know why. It's because I'm stupid. It's because I'm stupid. And I'll show you guys why I'm actually. We're just waiting for Toast. Thank you, Ben's at least for the sub. Start out strong with the donut. So, okay. So, when I said high production, you know, it was. Thank you for the sub. Okay, so to access the drill terminals, right, which is our goal, which is what we want to do. Let's just fucking cut some plumber's tape, and then you got little terminals. So, I think we need 3, because one of these is like temperature wire, and the other 2 are plus and minus. And so I marked out plus and minus just in case. Let me pull. Thank you, just to see for the sub. All right, 1, 2, and then that's 3. So this is the battery, right? We put 1 in there for plus and 1 in there for minus, and then we have access to it. Thanks for that 1-2 magic for the sub. Right, and then we have to figure out where the sensor wire is, and it turns out the sensor wire is here. So that means thank you, Firestarman, for the sub. It's right next to the plus terminal on the battery. So take our other little piece of plumber's tape, which is just conductive. Thank you, Zed, for the sub. Like I said, if for anyone who is just joining us, Toast wants to do like kind of a coding meme together, and so this is just like waiting for him. I'm showing you guys what I realized. Thank you, Soviet Owen, for the sub. Pop that right into there. You have access to all 20 volts in the battery. Thank you, please 19 for the sub. Let me get my multimeters. Take your multimeter. Let me turn your multimeter on. Thank you for the sub. For those of you who couldn't figure it out, I didn't read that name at all. And yo dog 1, 2, 1. Okay, let's bring it over to. Okay, all right, you guys can see that. Thank you just for the 1 gift sub. Look at that. Well, it's -17. And now it's plus 17. Well, cool, we have access to the terminals without having to put them directly into the drill. Thank you, Duplicate Toast, for the sub. Right? And that's that's the battery. We have access to the battery. Drill does go burst sometimes. Let's see. What did I want to say after that? Oh yeah, alligator clamps. Thanks, Spire1, for the sub. Just like last time. Thank you, late for the sub. Okay, that goes there, right? Positive. We're gonna grab our negative on the minus, and also 145 for the sub. Super fucking wrong, by the way. And then you got that, right? And so if you touch these 2 together, yeah, you're gonna get, you're gonna get minor sparking. Thank you, Niji McCoon, for the sub as well. Minor sparking, not a big deal, right? So what you want to do is then apply these to the motor, but like here, so we can put it in like Remember, purple is +5, plus 20. Thank you, Fnatic Super, for the sub. Put that there. You put the black on ground, which is the brown wire. Thank you, this melon, for the sub. And then the green goes on scent. Yeah, we're just fucking diving right into it. Right? Oh, shit, bitch. Okay, as well as Metal Man 5 volts. I don't know. Right? Look at this. Now, drill works when battery is out of drill, right? Right? We can all agree on this, right? Oh, thank you, Toast, for the raid. We're gonna be doing coding stream very soon, whenever he gets up here, actually. This is just a pre-coding stream because this is important. I needed to fucking tell you guys because I was pissed off that I couldn't get it to work that one time. Thank you for this for gamer. Alright, so the drill works, right, without that. So, thank you, Spiggy123, for the sub. Now, right, when we just cut off, all we need to do to make it control by chat is put a block in between here and just force that down. Thank you, Ruben Van Hauser, for the sub. We don't need to bypass the trigger. We can just hold it down with a zip tie. That's what I'm fucking saying. Thank you, Gas Wiz, for the sub as well. There's some kind of... The drill is too high inductance to apply all this to it at once. I didn't take electrical engineering in college, if you didn't realize. Thank you, Flores3KS. I actually didn't take anything in college because I dropped out. Too high inductance for the motor. If we put it right on the motor, it does more sparks. Thank you, Unknown, for the sub. And if we do it just here, just like we get a little bit of sparking right from the motor. Thank you, Waldo 409, for the sub. This was right? Wait. Yes, Brownsgrad. Yes, Brownsgrad. Check over. Thank you, Yungagma, for the 5 gift subs. Okay, so now all we gotta do, right, if we're just, breaking it down into concepts, is I need to hold the trigger down and take off, plus or minus usually. I'm just gonna take off minus. Thank you, Hope Addict, for the sub. So I'm gonna get a zip tie. Zip tie, right? This has the resistance in it, so the inductance of the motor doesn't freak out and shit the bed and don't let it move, right? So, let me just zip tie the trigger down. Thank you, Lost Boy 2, for the sub. This is not what I thought I would be doing tonight. Thank you, Atarius, for the sub. Look at that. Now, the drill is always on. And all you gotta do is... like a little bit of sparking. Woo! And you know what? There's a little bit of sparks. It's okay. Because Drill Chan lives, and that's what matters. Right now, what we need to do is just put some block in between here and here, that being a relay. Thank you, Biham, for the sub. And then we're good to go. And that's how you do it. Let me get the relay. I will be right back. Thank you, Miamino. Relay. Relay good. Relay is, the idea for a relay is it completes an electrical circuit. It really, thank you, Disdian, is like the most simple way you could ever close a circuit or open a circuit, because it's just a little electromagnet in here and it just touches two pieces of metal together. Thank you, the real MCL, for the sub. It just touches two pieces of metal together. That's all it's fucking doing. It's a little electromagnet that says, thank you, Yoshi135, for this sub. I wish I had like a whiteboard to show this better. Here, wait. I'll be right back. spent $8 on Amazon just so I could show you guys this. Thank you, Skia, for the sub. Alright. This is a relay. Say this is a wire, right. Say this is another wire. Thank you, Dual Pleb, for the sub. And say the relay is here. Little box. Little relay. Thank you, Monster Cookie, for the sub. And the little wires, you say this is like the ground, right? We're using this little thing. And they hook in here. Thank you, the Florida 09, for the sub. And right here's where it hooks in, and right here's where it hooks in. And inside the relay, thank you, Chef Devin, for the sub. Relay, inside of there, it can close the circuit or leave the circuit open, right? So if it's in the on state, it's going to, let's say this is like a whole battery down here. Thank you, Toby, for the sub. Let's say this is a light. Hooks it up like that, and that kind of looks like a penis. That's better. that's a little better. And then this is like a little battery, like a little AA battery. And we say like plus. Get rid of those. Say like this is plus, this is freaking minus or whatever. And it goes like that, right? Thank you, Brandon, for the sub. And so electricity's going that way, that way, that way, that way. Right. If this is open, then it's not able to complete the circuit. Thank you, Anthony, for the sub. It's not able to complete the circuit. So if this is in the closed state, then electricity is not flowing. But, sorry, the open state. If it's not touching those two pieces of metal together, it's not doing anything. But when it is closed, functionally, it's like touching just two ends of wire together. So it completes the circuit, this light turns on. We're good, right? Flow of electron, continue. I did not go to college for this, by the way. Thank you, Spilled Coffee, for the sub. That's fine. So what that means is a relay can let us control when the drill is on, the drill is off. That little light could be the drill. Thank you, for the sub. The way you get into these is through little screw terminals. Let me get a screwdriver. Thank you, Exeter 805. Okay. You open up your little screw terminal. Thank you, Ferning 2000. And Jared Big Honk. Big Honk. This is a little screwdriver that is Phillips head. You'll notice that the relay actually has 3 terminals instead of just 2, which you would think. Just one for it to go in, one for it to go out. Thank you, Hayden O'Reilly, for the sub. But it's a little complicated. It's not really that complicated. Thank you, Brother Barry09, for the sub. The relay can always be on, and the relay can always be off. So I'll show you what I mean by that if I get the multimeter. Thank you, Heard Smell 01, the sub. There's a terminal. There's 2 terminals that are always touching, and its state gets flipped when you flip the electromagnet inside. Thank you, McChemis108. So the terminals that weren't touching before you apply the electricity are now touching after you apply the electricity, and the terminals that were touching before are now not touching. I'm glad that made perfect sense. Thank you, H50 Blazer, for the sub. It makes a little more sense if I hit it with the chaotic W. So the beeping means that these are in contact, and the not beeping means that these terminals are not in contact. These guys are always closed. These guys are always open, or normally open. Thank you, Vim, for the sub. Now we can control this with simple 5 volts. So, Kai Kuzi, thank you for the sub. Control this with simple 5 volts. Where is the simple 5 volts? I think it's... Yeah, I think this is a 5 volt one, so we're both swagging. Thanks for the sub. So we can just hook up the... See, I want to say you could hook up the Pi, but the GPIO pins can only provide like a certain amount of amperage. Thank you, Lincoln Kid 2007 for the sub. So instead, We can do like an Arduino or something. Let me get that. It's bacon 404. Arduino. Arduino go burr when it's on. Thank you, Jonas Nextleaf, for the sub. Get the Arduino. Let me get the cable. And open that up. Oh, thank you. It's Real Duck for the 10 gifted subs. Again, for any new people, we're just waiting for Toast to come up, and yeah, because we're gonna do like a coding stream. This is just like the filler that I left off from last night. Thank you, Wicked Cool, for the sub. So, let me get this hooked on the computer. Lights up when it's powered. And let me... Okay, so this is going to take a male to female. Thank you, the reminder for the sub. So you need to give it 3 things. Feel 3-pin meme on the side. So one is negative, one is positive, and one is the signal. So thank you, Masa Cookie, for the 1 gift sub. So I hook these in. Remember, I did not study this, so take electronic advice with a grain of salt. Thank you, Ben 2000, for the grain of salt for electronic advice, okay? Am I clear on that? Pop that in. Okay, Santa 27 something 7. Thank you for the sub. Like to do ground. There's your 5, and there's your signal 5. That's somewhere. Let's pop this into the 5 on the Arduino. Yeah, pop this into the 5 on the Arduino. Pop this into the ground on the Arduino. And this might be able to go into ground as well. No, I think it's the 5 as well. Oh, that's tough. Thank you for us for the link of stuff. Alright, there it is. There's only one 5 volt, so I have to like hit the pin as it's poking out, but there you can see a relay is turning on and off. That's fucking epic. Thank you for noticing. Big Brother J22, thank you for the sub. Okay. And it's a little more interesting if we get out this guy. You're literally shoving bits of metal into battery terminals as an EE. This is so disgusting. Don't fucking talk to me if you went to school for this. I didn't. Spoonix, thanks for the sub. Man, they're all like spaced out. It's fine, right? It's alright. They're not sparking or anything. Thank you, 7Red77 for the sub. Okay. We gotta check where's the normally closed. Those are the normally closed, so we're gonna put it in the normally open, which is on the left. Thank you, Leap toward me for the sub. Michael, could you do this with a MOSFET? Yeah, if I fucking went to school for it, probably. Let me get a different. Thank you, Sir Hacker. I'm gonna pop these different probes in. On the ground over there. Thank you, Loonly Tune, for the sub. Check Juggle Burr. Okay, let me plug that in to the multimeter for the little continuity test meme. Boop. boop. Now remember, on the multimeter when we're doing continuity tests, thank you Chocoboy34 for the sub, it go beep, beep when it completes the circuit on these two probes. So, beep. Beep means metal is touching, right, between the two probes. That's all you gotta know. Thank you, it's Kella for the sub. Which means electricity can flow between the points the probes are on. Thank you, Hans Kerman for the sub. So, if we take a little wire, I'm gonna take one of these guys, and I'm gonna throw, I'm just clip the little probe on here. Go beep boop. These go in the normally closed, or the normally open, so excuse me. And just clamp those screw terminals on it. Thank you, for the sub. And clamp the next screw terminal down on it. Thank you, Coolix, for the sub as well. And then we go beep. Oh, actually. And then I touch this little signal meme to 5 volts. Thank you, Dennis Flex, for the sub. Oh, beep! Oh, it go beep! That means the relay is working. Thank you, chat. Thank you, fucking thank you. I appreciate it. This means the relay is working. It means it's closing the circuit and it's fucking working. That means we can close the drill's battery circuit instead of the multimeters. Thank you, Captain Michael Cabo, for the sub. I don't know if I've gotten any of these right. Alright, so instead of these fucking wires here, you just hook up check up the drill wires. And it's done. It's done so. So, what we're gonna do is take these silly guys off there. Thank you. Yes, many care for the sub. And move everything up. Just a little bit to make it easier for you guys to see. Thank you, Master Chief, for the sub. And so now we can pop these two guys in between here, and that will close them or open them, you know, depending on what you're feeling. Depending on chat has sub. Michael, why do we gotta do this? Why do we gotta control it with electricity? Thank you, Archipad, for the 1 gift sub. Why do we gotta control it with electricity? Well, if chat's gonna control this, we have to be able to control it first, right? That's just what we gotta do. With electricity, then we can trigger that on a GPIO that triggers this guy, and we can trigger that via some kind of API, fucking somewhere else. Probably Streamlabs API? Probably Streamlabs, because Streamlabs handles alerts, right? So, thank you, Nate Alpha, for the sub. What you making? So, what we're doing is making it so chat can, in some way, control drill, and drill will go burr in some way. So right now, I'm just trying to figure out how to make it turn on electronically. Thank you, Logan O'Connell, for the sub. So, this guy. So that can stay connected, but we need to take our, let's see, our little, oh yeah, here we go. A little ground clamp. We take that guy, and we pop it in between the relay terminals. Thank you, the Tyler, for the sub. You guys got some really fucking complicated names. Okay, and then let me take another alligator clamp. Thank you, Screendack, for the sub. This time we got a white one. And we're gonna go bing bong. Bing bong. Boom. It's not turning on yet because we haven't closed the relay, right? Right, chat? I know you knew that. Thank you, Growing Blaze, for the sub. So when we do connect the relay, just by touching these little pins together. Ooh, fucking easy. It wasn't even that fucking hard. It just took me an entire day and I couldn't do it that one day.
You have only one output? Wait, you have two, right? Look at the back,
Listen.
Hello? Hello? Oh, I see it going up. It looks a little, okay. Hello, 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 hello. Just fully max it out. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can you guys
I think yours is lower.
Hello.
Oh.
Okay. That broke some people's headphones. You gotta remind people who are like watching it casually in the background. Yeah, that you're streaming.
We do an audio test.
Ah. Okay. Alright, you can get in here.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Hello, I hope these are... Actually, yours might be a little softer. I think mine is going into a... into like a... I'll fix this.
Hello.
Can you pass me those little blue wire cutters? Thank you.
Yours is blown out.
Mine's loud, right?
Oh.
Mine's going into a little amplifier.
Oh.
Should I blow into yours? Mine gets turned down. Nightmare. Should I say something?
Chat. PogChamp if it's fixed. Fine. Nightmare. Perfect. Well, they say perfect and PogChamp.
Yeah. Alright, we're good to go. Okay, came at a weird time.
No, are you in the middle of finishing something here?
No, it's, we got to like a good point where it's like, this is the, I want chat to be able to control the drill, because the drill is kind of like a background meme on the stream. So I want to like make it so like through like subs or just chat or whatever, they're able to make it like, turn on and off and spin and shit.
Yes.
And so
what's this thing? Is that the battery?
that is the battery.
That is the battery.
And normally the battery just hooks in here to the bottom of the drill, like your battery does.
Oh, okay. How do you interface with the drill?
So that's normally where the battery goes in. The battery goes up here to this trigger, and so like you grab it like this, pull the trigger, right? And the trigger then sends like the appropriate amount of electricity, like based on how hard you push it, right? To here. So
you know, honestly, I was thinking, wow, I didn't expect the makers of this drill to have like a
like a little interface,
like an interface, like a what's the phrase?
like a little API.
API. I'm like, wow, this
I thought it was like an Internet of Things.
Yeah, I'm like,
drill.
wow, they have an Arduino API for this drill, and now I realize it's just powering it on and off because you have this thing which is constantly pressing it.
Because it's you gotta have a zip tie on it. So so this is normally connected, but we're breaking it with a relay, and the relay is going to the Arduino, and the Arduino turns on if you like poke this guy into the little guy. Is that mine?
Yeah.
All right.
How's that, chat?
Better?
Okay.
Fix?
Okay.
So if you poke this one into, you can grab it.
Is
Just
this to anyone?
no, that. So it's
Third one from the bottom.
it's more like you need to poke it on the metal that's going into there, because there's only one 5-volt interface. So just aim for the little shiny metal on the
Like at the side.
like at the side of where it's going in.
Oh,
yeah.
Touching the.
Yeah, to the. It's sick. It's fucking sick.
Okay.
Yeah, that closes the loop, and then it's gonna turn on. So now instead of an
You're saying
Arduino,
now you're a little too loud. There's a middle ground here.
Thank you, Care Bear 16 for the sub. What do you do for subs, by the way? Do you just like read out everyone, or does Facebook have subs?
We have supporters.
Okay.
But my strategy back on Twitch towards the end was to just ignore it. Cause I feel like if I do it for everyone, but I miss a couple,
those couple people feel
feel
very
bad.
Yeah.
But if I ignore all of it, then no one ever feels bad.
They're all just like, it's like getting all C's in school, so
Yeah, like
setting the
you don't feel
expectations
bad if
low.
everyone fails the test.
Yeah. only if one person fails the test. I understand. Yeah, my reading comprehension is quite low, so I usually just will kind of like gloss over the major letters in the name and kind of make a name out of that.
Well, where do you have the list of people?
So I haven't looked into how to do that yet. So when
So you
this
just
pops
read it
up,
as it comes along.
so when this pops up on OBS, I will now read that guy. His name was like Wombat 370 something.
1665.
Sure thing, it was.
Big bad never. I feel like you get too much subs to read them all out.
Thank
though.
you. Oh, I try. I sure do try.
And what about the one?
Maybe this guy disappears. I'll just say thank you, man, for this. And it sounds like how I read names normally because I'm very bad at reading comprehension.
Okay, I'm starting to. Okay, I think they want the overall volume rate.
The overall volume. So
OBS.
that's gonna be an OBS.
You're becoming really good at this. Like you want it to hit the yellow on the regular.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
we'll pick it out a little bit. Thank you, Stereotype Krogan, for the sub. It's like a tick now reading them. Also, I've got 3 very nice mods.
You got 3 mods.
Yeah, and I picked them by going into my chat after my first stream and saying, "Hey, I need those." And the first 3 people popped up.
Have they done a good job so far?
They've actually done quite a good job. Yeah, I didn't realize how important mods were in a Twitch chat.
Yeah. Okay. Let's find one more person to mod. Let's say you want to pick a mod from this like 20k something people.
It's fine.
20k something people. Like, how would you pick someone?
So if you look over here, you can see my whispers to my mods, and I've said, wow.
You get a lot of whispers, and now you're probably gonna get a lot more.
Yeah. I've said, it wasn't that I responded to their, Jesus God. It wasn't that I responded to whispers. I chose someone, and I chose to whisper at them. And I said, hey, are you a good mod? And they said yes. And so I give them the moderator ability. And now they're mods.
What's the benefit of being a mod?
You make the chat better, right? That's the whole meme, right?
I feel like some mods just flex the fact that they're mods and actually don't do any modding.
Oh, for sure. But
the mods I hate are the ones that like go on power trips. They'll say stuff like, "Hey everyone, behave or I'm gonna ban you. Don't piss me off." Instead of just banning them. It's like, dude,
that's the power trip.
You're a volunteer on an internet personality's Twitch channel's chat, and you're watching all day. Why do you have activate Windows on your
monitor? What happens?
Okay.
The way that Windows actually detects if you have Windows, because there's got to be some way of like telling it's the same PC once you buy Windows, right? And the way Windows does it is check the hardware on your motherboard. And so if you buy Windows, which I completely did at one point in my life, at least once on this computer, in fact, if you change out the motherboard, it doesn't believe you bought Windows anymore. Because if you think about it, there's some way it needs to identify that the computer you're on.
And it's by motherboard.
And it's by motherboard hardware for some fucking reason. So when I changed out my motherboard, it now I have that. And I like on principle, I already bought like your product. I'm not gonna buy it again. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. You want to teach some people some coding?
Yeah, man. Let's teach some people some coding. Thank you, Brandon, for the sub. Let me move all this stuff out of the way. We'll just move all this stuff. If you wanna, you can throw it on that table. Yeah, just fucking throw it on that. Just unplug that guy. Yeah, that's fine. That can go on the ground. That's fine. These guys don't want to touch these guys. You know, on the when I first took the drill apart, I didn't realize how much not impotence, but how much fuck, I didn't take EE in college, but how much something the motor had. So when I touched it, like I was just casually hooking shit up, and it was just like fucking.
Oh my god!
And like you can see me, I'm like in the video. I've watched it again. I'm just like, that's okay, and I absolutely didn't expect that to happen, right? Because it's fucking sparks everywhere. Also, at the time, there were 3 Twitch staff in the chat, and I was like, guys,
I think there's still staff in the chat right
This
now.
is all right. I say not to do it at home, so don't do it at home, right?
Does that make it okay?
Yeah.
Twitch?
Also, it's not like these are like, it's not like this is killer volt. Like these are the ones that were sparking, right?
Right.
I touch it, it's fine. It's like high amperage, low voltage. So it's
okay.
I touch it, it's fine. You don't want to lick it, but it's not gonna anywhere close to kill you, right? 5 staff in the chat. That's fine. It's fine. It's safe. You touch it with your hand. It's not gonna kill you. Thank you. Just for the sub. Oh yeah. Just like move that over on that table. This stuff can just like go over there. It's just yeah, that kind of stuff. It's all very like this stuff is fine. This one's a cheap. That's a dime a dozen. That's an old Chinese product. All right. What were you hoping to do?
I was thinking we could just Google like coding challenges because they have a lot of those, and just like go through some easy ones.
Yeah, you did. So, did you graduate college with software development? Because I sure didn't.
Have you heard of 3-year degrees?
No.
Okay.
Is that where you just go for 3 years and say you have a 3-year degree?
It's a thing in Canadian university. I found out as I was about to drop out, entering my 4th year of university. Because I knew I was gonna fail.
Yeah.
But I had enough credits for a 3-year degree
to say you had a 3-year degree.
And I would later learn that this wasn't a thing around the world because I wanted to work in the States, and I was Googling 3-year degree visa, and there was no information because it's not actually saying, hey, Arcadum with the 20 gift sub.
20 gift sub. Thank you very much for that. Your name is Arcadum, and I have said that.
You know who that is, right?
Yeah, it's Arcadum. You know, I called Amarans Amaranth. I still don't know which one is right.
Arcadum is our dungeon master.
Oh, Arcadum! All right. Yeah. I'm fucking hyped up. I'm hyped up for the D&D campaign. You've got your character?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I think we'll just figure it out session 0.
All
right. So yeah, I got a 3-year degree, which isn't a real thing, but it's a math degree. Because I was originally in computer science, and it was really hard.
Yeah.
It was really hard.
It is difficult.
When you don't attend any classes.
Yeah, I know that.
Well, I remember we had a program called MATLAB.
I'm sorry.
And I didn't know how to use it.
Yeah. It's the engineer's programming language. It sucks.
Yeah. And then on exam, they'll be like, what does this MATLAB function return? I'm like, I don't know.
Thank you. Just for 15 gift subs.
Yep.
Yeah, MATLAB's... I hate nothing more than like paper pencil exams for computer science classes. And for some reason, I mean, I get it. You don't want like them on the computer. Also, you probably don't have like 100 computers, but it's the most annoying shit I've ever experienced. Is that...
Have you ever interviewed for coding jobs?
Yeah, plenty of times.
Do they make you do like challenges, optimization?
No, I've never been at like a FANG coding. I've never been at like a big company where they have people who know how to ask those questions. Yeah, have you? So I've had some bad ones.
It's my first year. I'm just interviewing for a bunch of positions, and I was terrible at coding back then, like absolute terrible. And they want me to write a function. If there was 100 lockers, write a function to go through each one and like check something. So I wrote a function, but it was just for locker 1. And they asked me, okay, how would you repeat this 100 times? And the right answer is you just write a for loop.
For loop for like 100 with 100.
Repeat it 100 times.
Yeah.
I said,
man,
just copy and paste it. Just copy and paste it 100 times.
That's like in the classroom where they're like showing you what a for loop is for. They're like, are we just gonna copy paste it 100 times? Of course not. We write a for loop. So that happened in the coding interview?
Yeah, in the interview. And then they're trying to make me get it. They're like, okay, if that is gonna work, but
how could we make it more efficient?
They say, what if we want to do it for 1,000 lockers? I said, just do it.
That's some good shit.
You know, I didn't get the job.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of bad coding interviews. When I moved to Oahu, a different island that I grew up on, I interviewed, like, I went on like the websites to get a coding a coding job interview, right? And so I was applying for this job, and the job description was for a C# developer, which I was at the time like very familiar with because I worked in C#, which is just like so I went into the coding job. Also, I didn't know this, but in Hawaii, this was very embarrassing. They like the formal attire is like a Hawaiian shirt, like tucked into like casual pants. Okay. That's like what you go to work as in Hawaii for any like high level, like any place where you have to dress fancy. You dress like that. Okay. Yeah, like the mayor, the fucking governor dresses like that. So I walked in with a full suit and tie, and okay, like I walked in and I sat down, and everyone was looking at me weird because, one, I look like I'm 15 years old, and two, I'm in a full suit and tie. And they're like, okay, you ready to apply for the Java position? And I was like, no, I'm ready to apply for the C# position. And they're like, no, this is an internship for Java position. And I was like, no, it's not. You didn't tell me this. This was on the resume. It was C#. So they went through like the most esoteric like Java like libraries you could ever find, and I just blew the shit out of it. It was like the saddest shit ever. It was kind of the same thing where it was one guy who felt very bad for me, and he was like, so what would this be? And I was like, I fucking probably, like what is the security type of this? And it's like, man, probably private if you don't specify. And he's like, no, it's just undefined because you write it in there. And it went on for like an hour, and it was so sad because I left and I didn't have a car, and so I like walked home to my apartment on the street in a full suit and tie in like 90-degree Oahu weather. It's the most sad shit I've ever experienced.
So was the job originally for a C# developer?
Their website, I went back and checked, and it was for a C# developer, and they just misposted it. And the saddest thing was, the job application was for a company that helped other people get jobs. So they fucked up their job app. Yeah, it was like one of those like middleman companies.
So the middleman fucked up.
Yeah, the people who help people get jobs fucked up their job application. It was very sad. That was probably the most embarrassing one I've ever experienced.
Did you end up finding another job, or did you just?
No, I ended up. That's when I started doing the tutoring stuff. Okay. That started paying more than like the jobs. It was where I live very close to a very rich high school, the one that Obama went to in Hawaii. Okay. Like Obama's president. Yeah, Obama's high school. Yeah. That's the canonical name for it. And I just put up a shit ton of tutoring flyers and would like tutor the rich kids. Tutoring the rich kids, by the way, is just finishing their comp sci homework.
Did you make the flyer yourself?
So it was, yes. Yeah, I made not even flyers. It was like I posted all over the internet that I was teaching tutoring computer science. And I checked it beforehand. There were like no tutors on Oahu for comp sci. So that was kind of weird. But so I made like multiple different websites and Craigslist posting pretending to be different companies and different people, but they'd all funnel back to me. So like for a very short time I had a monopoly on all the tutoring jobs on Oahu.
Why did you feel the need to be different companies?
So I felt like I would catch more work if someone goes to one company and they say that one doesn't look good, they'll go to the next company. Checkmate, asshole, they're both me. And that led to the funniest fucking thing ever. One of the companies was just Michael Reeves tutoring, and I was tutoring a guy, and I'm sometimes I get really bad at responding to people, and I tutored him for a few sessions. He was a nice guy, right. But I like stopped responding to his shit because I don't know, I was like playing League of Legends or something in my little shitty room, and so I wasn't responding, and I got a ping from one of the other companies that he was looking for tutoring at another company. Got it. And so our next tutoring session, I was like, hey man, were you on codetutors.com? That was like the fake shell company. I was like, and he was like, yeah man, I was just like checking it out. It's like, yeah, well that's me. I'm also that.
You told him?
Yeah, I told him.
What was the reaction?
It's like, oh, that's weird. And he kept taking taking lessons from me still. Yeah, I felt really good. Yeah, it was a weird time.
Coding, I don't know, man. Like,
weird jobs.
I feel like to be a coder, you have to be in love,
love
coding, like the act of coding.
Yeah.
Stuff. I don't know how someone can
feel that passionate about it.
Of like typing code. Like I can get like making stuff for like an app or games, and like the product is cool, but like
just the act of typing text to the screen,
like and adding text, like that's not fun. Like it's so painstaking and like frustrating when the code doesn't work.
The worst thing is like they only like people who like it's their life. Yeah. Like recruiters, it's like if you have to code at home, you have to be doing personal projects and shit. Like when I go home, I want to play Valorant with my friends. I don't want to be coding for the time I'm home.
Yeah, the best coders are the one that just no life,
no
social skill, no like any hobbies but code. Like they're like big ass glasses, kind of sweaty, and like they're the best coders. Like
yeah.
And like you come to them and like they generally have an ego when it comes to coding.
I fucking love
condescending. It's like this is so easy, and then they type the code for you.
Thanks. Fuck you too, asshole. I had a fair share of those at jobs.
All right, let's give this a try.
All right, let's
You know how to display a browser?
I sure do. It's called putting it up on the screen and then displaying the screen.
You do display capture, huh?
Fucking
You're a brave man. Like I
ain't got nothing to hide, man.
Display capture is so risky.
Huh? That's weird. It still has my search results on.
Yeah. Wait, no, you have to do new user. That's what I do.
New user.
So like if you click that, you can't do it on here. You have to do it on your regular. So yeah. No, your face. Sorry. Guest. This erases your history.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, because incognito saves your normal history, and sometimes I will forget when I watch porn.
Yeah.
Incognito, and I type the letter P first.
You gotta type the other letters really fast.
Yeah. Like what I do is I copy and paste. So if I like want to go to like I don't know peanutgallery.com, I don't type P because if I type P, it's over for me. I type it in a separate like text,
and then
copy and paste, and I paste it all in one go so the suggestion doesn't come up.
That's fucking genius. Okay, so let me take it over to that screen. Huh.
Oh.
Hey, all right.
So I think if you just Google coding challenges. I saw one, but it requires sign up. But I'm sure we can go through, like the Eat a Bit one. This one requires you to sign up, which is a little annoying. But maybe Coder Bite. I don't know. I just want one where you don't have to.
Yeah, just sign up. They always sell your data to recruiting companies. It's like half the reason these sites exist.
Challenge library.
Maybe a challenge library.
Please don't make us sign up. Holy shit.
Fine. Oh my god.
Okay, and you know what? Let's sign up. We can sign up. Wait.
Do we? Oh.
Okay.
That didn't require sign up at all. What languages do you know?
Shit.
This is your JavaScript.
I think.
You know C++? I don't.
What do you know? Do you know PHP?
Nope. I know Python. I know C#. And I know JavaScript really well.
JavaScript.
At least on the Node side. Maybe not on the front end side. What do you go for?
Okay, I think I know C++.
All right, fire it off in C++.
This looks too complicated for me.
That's okay. Okay. Have the function find it.
Can we pull up chat somewhere?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I really like it on this screen because when I Alt-Tab, it doesn't bring this shit up. That's nice. Quite nice. So we can bring that. Yeah, there. Yeah, that's nice. And then I like to have like that.
Okay.
Multiple
now, is this the simplest thing?
This is level very easy, the first one. Have the function find intersection. Taking string array. Read the array of strings stored in string.
Wait, this is arrays and lists.
Yeah.
This is too complicated.
What is this? C++? Oh, C++. Oh, gross. Fuck.
They want zoom.
Yeah. Hey, cheese man. 13 for the sub. I'll just read out one of those.
Okay. So, this is easy? No, this is not easy. No, we gotta try something easier.
Like really, I want to start at like very bare minimum.
Yeah, like adding numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta unlock others. Find intersection, question marks, binary reversal, longest word.
Okay.
Okay, the longest word in a string.
Longest word taken, the send parameter being passed, and return the longest word in the string. Wait. Input. Oh. Okay. Got it. Okay. Longest word in the string.
Fuck this website.
I think that website was like a like getting ready for coding interviews.
Yeah.
I want like a getting ready for typing on the keyboard as a child kind of thing.
Like baby's first coding challenge.
Yeah.
It was a Code Academy?
Really? Code Academy? All right. Nice try. What are we doing about it? We're doing code challenges right now.
Code Academy.
Do you type like home row? You know how to? Do you do it like you don't have to look at the keyboard? Yeah, fuck you too. Also, you're not even fucking typing anything. Fuck you too.
Wait.
I have to look down and play. Yeah, alright, okay.
So the way I learned is my dad made me type the ABCs 100 times every day.
That's so good of him to do.
But
my grandpa looked at the key. I learned to type from my grandpa and he just fucking like...
You do this?
Yeah, I still pluck.
So in Microsoft Word, like you type it out, but when you Control Z, it doesn't remove one letter. Like if you type a bunch out, it starts removing like sentences.
Like chunks, yeah.
Chunks. So my dad, after I typed 100, started Control Zing and seeing chunks disappear. And he's like, "You motherfucker, you Control C and Control V, didn't you? You copy and pasted it." I was like, "What the fuck,
you motherfucker!"
I typed each one out. I catalog.
Dude, we had coding classes in my middle school, like where I should have learned it in my developmental stages. So I just fucking like, I would pluck type like really fast, and then our teacher would look at me, and I'd go back to like home row 30 words a minute. He looked away, and I just fucking.
So when you type, you're just like,
yeah, this is how I type. Like, if I type Code Academy, I go code.
Jesus Christ!
I can't like okay. I can kind of do it without looking at it. So I can look.
Are you still using your index fingers though?
I'm actually using like multiple fingers, just not okay. Just look. I don't even know how I do it. Okay, code. That wasn't it.
You keep going to the backspace.
There, I got it out.
Alright. So do they make you code here? Try for free. Everything needs to
yeah, you need to sign up. And I'm okay with signing up. I have some burners.
Okay. I feel like that first website we had, this one, I saw some easy ass challenges.
Did you? Okay.
Like return the sum of two numbers.
Okay, yeah, thank God. Like, yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, that's what I want.
But we have to. You wanna?
Yeah. Let's pop on over to that. Okay. All right. Let me just register with my email, which cannot be seen on stream. There it is. I have lots of burner emails.
Oh.
Yes, this is. I have burner emails that have become like actual emails because of how much I use them.
So what's the story behind this one?
There was a thing where Netflix gives you like a free movie. No, it gives you a free month trial. Okay. And there's a site called privacy.com, which I was supposed to get sponsored by, but didn't. But I still use them. It's where you can generate burner cards, like burner credit cards, on the fly. Like in a second, you've got a credit card that works almost everywhere. Mm-hmm. And so I would just do this, and I'd go over there, and I'd just type it in every month, and I'd get a new free month of Netflix. I do the same thing with fucking everything. Fucking Pornhub, you do it with whatever. They all offer the free month. Gamers. You don't have to look away.
I'm disrespecting your privacy.
Gamers.
Please don't make us verify. I'd be fucking pissed.
Yeah, I don't want to see the kind of emails I'm getting on this email on this burner.
Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. All right.
Okay, let's move it back over. I got the little damage scary icon. Okay.
Can we zoom in on this?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
That's good stuff. All right.
So the instructions are simple enough. Return the sum of two numbers. So it's just adding two numbers together.
Got it.
What language is this?
This is JavaScript. I think you go back to instructions and you can go to there. Yeah.
Okay. C++.
For you, C++. Okay.
Just gonna wait a. Oh, yep. C++. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Int addition. Int A. Int B. So
keep in mind, I don't know C++, but I think at this level it does not matter.
So this is the type of.
Yeah, that's the type of the thing you're returning. Yeah.
So we're returning an integer.
We are returning an integer.
And the A and the B represents the input.
The inputs.
So
the two inputs.
Integer input A, integer input
B. Yeah.
So if we say there's another integer C, which equals to A plus B, we just return C, which is A plus B.
That is, yeah, you can do this.
And
that would
check.
work. And it would just say there's like
Give a moment. Oh!
And you get the test passed.
Now, for efficiency's sake, let's break this down from 2 lines to 1 line.
All right. Okay,
so
getting a little fancy with it.
Defining C, we simply just return A plus B.
Which we put in a C before, but now we can just return this value.
Yeah, just go straight to the solution. Does this work?
And they really run a whole gamut of tests over this.
Yeah.
Or the internet's bad.
Straining their back end.
What is A plus? Fuck, you took a line out!
I wonder if like... Oh, no, we got it. 5 XP. Okay.
That is kind of gamified. Say how hard was this?
Let's just stay...
Oh, you're gonna say it's very... That's gonna raise our elo toast. We're gonna be in Challenger for this
MMR
site.
on this website.
Yeah, I don't want to be radiant on this site.
Why does it take so long?
I don't know. It can't be the internet. Thank you, Sandu 55 for the sub. Just throw that in there.
I wonder... Okay. Oh. This is just how... Okay, let's just go back to challenges. And C++. Maybe it's because we're doing this in front of like 25,000 people. And they're like, oh, I want to try code. Let me code along.
Poor site just getting their back end destroyed.
Like,
what the fuck's going on?
People really like coding.
This one guy give me free movies, pussy at gmail.com. Brought all these people on.
Okay, alright, let's do it. Okay, this one looks relatively simple. Convert minutes into seconds.
Okay.
Did you practice with stuff like this when you were
No, God no. It was more like doing a stupid projects on my own was the most helpful thing. So I started teaching myself like in high school, and one of like the first projects I remember is a program that took a chunk of text and like replaced certain letters with the word come. So I'd put like Shakespeare in, and it'd be like, give it the letters you want to be replaced, and then give it the letter you're going to replace it to. So it was always come, the second one, and the first one would be like the word the. And I'd put in like Shakespeare's thing, and I'd be like, he come doth come to my house, and look out at the windows, come in. And that was the entire program. And I felt good about it. But like when you use stuff like that, it teaches you like finding a string, like figuring out subwords, like splitting strings. It's like, yeah, it's nice.
All right, this one seems... So you know JavaScript, right?
I
so
do.
You take this one. Write a function that takes an integer minutes and converts it into seconds.
Got it.
All right, take it away.
Okay,
take it away.
So this is JavaScript, so it is not strongly typed. So we don't have to say the type that we're returning. We could return anything.
So just figure it out?
It will just implicitly type it itself, which is really nice. You notice that minutes is also, you don't have to say int.
Wait, this is anarchy.
It's so much. Oh no, this is what I thought when I came from C#. Strongly typed as shit. I come over to this, I'm like, how would you know? How do you know?
Yeah.
But it's just like, figure it out from the variable name. It's usually like, minutes is probably not going to be a string. It's like, just kind of trust it and fucking hope that your coworkers don't obliterate your software. We can do a kind of a return. Still the same.
You're returning something.
Still kind of similar.
What are you returning?
Similar to what we did before, except with numbers. Not a lot of people know this, but seconds in minute is equal to 60. And you don't even have to.
Wait, shouldn't it be minute in seconds?
How many minutes are there in a second, Toast?
Minute in like seconds. A minute in seconds is 60 seconds, right?
There are 60 seconds in the minute.
No. See, you're thinking like in the minute. Like there are 60 seconds in a minute.
Right.
But I'm talking about like a minute, but in seconds. How much is that?
Oh, like the converse, like
yes,
minute, but in seconds.
Yes.
This is more me saying like what I want to do to our minutes number. So it'd be like sec in. Love how it in minutes times minute. Oh no. And we can simplify again to 60.
Wait. No. Oh, wait. Okay. I get it. Okay. So the argument on the variable name didn't matter.
Yay! Yeah, JavaScript is anarchy. I like it.
I used to work for a bank, and I was coding their internal website.
It was epic.
Really boring. And I didn't really know what I was doing, so I ended up just finding a template on like
HTML kind of template.
Yeah, codejungle.com where you can just pay $5 for a WordPress template and just replace everything with their logos.
There's some stonks shit. They pay you more for it. Oh, I did that same shit doing freelancing for sites. I just go somewhere, get some. I didn't even have the decency to pay the $5. I just get a free template, copy paste it, and change it to their name.
Were they happy with it though?
Hell yeah, they were happy with it. My customer service was great. And they were also a lot of old clients, so they didn't know the difference.
Yeah, see, my supervisor was like a 60-year-old woman.
Yeah.
Zero knowledge.
That's great. I love those. Except for, I had a very bad problem where I was doing like full stack development for a college. And I would change stuff on the back end. Like I'd hook stuff into the database or do data processing. And she'd be like, why has nothing changed on the front? Why has nothing changed on the page, Michael? And I'd be like, lady, it's because I'm changing stuff in the back. But she's like, yeah, but why isn't it changing stuff on the page? She didn't understand that you could do code that you didn't see. Like she lacked like object permanence. Like if you went like this, she'd be like, where'd you go, Michael? It's fucking crazy.
All right, this one I saw. This looked a lot harder. So we're actually gonna have to spend some time on
I can't help but notice you changed it from very easy to easy.
Easy, yeah. It's a bit of a big jump.
Kind of stepping it up.
We've been breezing through these too fast.
Oh wow, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Create a function that counts the number of syllables a word has. Each syllable is separated with a dash.
Oh, okay.
So this is essentially so when you get a problem like this, try and break it down, the logic. Right?
Yeah, it's like basis components.
And the one here is like the thing is the dash.
Yeah.
So we want to identify dashes. And you know what? Big brain idea.
Okay.
You just count the number of dashes.
True. Number of dashes plus 1. That's no processing at all.
Yeah, or I'm like, okay, so we gotta break it down. We gotta like turn it into a string and like count the number of elements in this array, and then I realized just count the fucking dashes.
But how would you in C++ count these dashes?
Okay, so normally I just Google Stack Overflow
how to count dashes.
String processing.
Yeah.
So
that is totally fine, I think.
C++ string iteration? Iterate over characters of a string. And you copy it.
What the fuck does that even say? This is the point where my C++ falls out.
Okay, wait. How do I copy this?
There you go.
Okay.
Oh no! Oh, you got a function in there. Okay, get those little curly boys out.
Okay. That's just a string word for.
What does that mean?
For word.
Word. Yes.
Word dot size. That's the string type I. I don't know if this is gonna.
Why is it making it? Why is it a string type in like the first thing?
Okay,
that's weird.
Okay, let me read this. Print each character at the current index.
Oh, we copy pasted the wrong thing.
Okay. The scene begins for each.
Oh, that's a long.
No.
That's a little long.
No, we should have stayed at just very easy.
Did they say no? It's correct.
You fucking.
Actually, you want to see how like gross the difference between this one? We're gonna hit it with the Python. My favorite thing about Python is like you just like solve everything a similar kind of way, and it's very bad for the computer, but you just don't worry about it. Def.
Oh.
No, yeah, it's different, right? Def number syllables.
Word. So this is also, there's no hard typing.
There is no, it's all dynamic.
Okay.
Turn. Fucking remember all those lines that were in C++?
Yeah.
This is return all the syllables in the word. So we're gonna return the length of the word.
Okay.
Dot split on the.
What happens when you do
dash? So when you string dot split, it splits the string into a list or an array. I don't fucking know. And it splits it on the delimiter that you give it. So in this case, we're doing that. So returning the length of the array that we split it into, and we don't even have to say +1 because it's not counting those. It's giving us the list of the thing. I hope that works. I didn't double check it.
Seems much more straightforward than writing a loop and iterating through each dash to count.
And they're doing all that behind the scenes. That's my favorite thing. You don't have to worry about all that. Like fuck. You have to import shit here. You do this.
Algorithm IOC.
It's one fucking line. Instead of writing 3 functions and 4 loops. God, Python is just so, like, it works for everything, but badly for everything.
Repeat the letters.
That sounds like a real...
It's easy. This shouldn't be that hard.
I'm getting real, like, comp sci flashbacks to the one comp sci class I took in my life.
One thing I did when I was coding is, you know how in jobs, once you complete a task, they just give you more stuff?
Yeah.
But they don't really care how long you spent on one task as long as you're doing it, right?
Yeah.
If they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, they don't know what you're doing, yeah.
So I had my like interface, my coding interface up. I think I was using Eclipse. And I copied the entire text of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And I posted it into the console.
That's fucking gross.
And I had to look intense, so I read the book like this.
Oh, No, the hand. Dude, the hand is so important. Like, fuck, what am I doing? I'm reading Azkaban.
Harry turned to serious and said...
I would do the, I really like watching YouTube videos, so I'd leave my editor open. What I'd do, I'd mouse down here, and I'd have it be running, but it'd be running in tiny screen. So I'd watch YouTube videos in a little window. Okay. What is this? Create a function that takes a string and returns a string in which each character is repeated once.
Oh, so remove uniques.
Wait, is it? Remove...
no.
Repeat each...
repeat
character.
Got it.
This seems like one where you could really overcomplicate it.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I'm gonna feel really stupid when I overcomplicate the shit out of it.
Okay, so... Shit. So you split the string into an array, and each element is a character.
Okay.
And then you add the two array together. You combine them. And then you run an ordering. Okay, no, that's not working.
The ordering was alphabetical, right?
Yeah, no.
That was fucking wild. You jumped through some...
You can see why my solution was to copy and paste 100 times.
See, I couldn't... Like, I'm having a hard time thinking of it in, like, without, like, a lot of helper functions. Like, Python... I can do it. It'll probably take half the CPU. I mean, for a while.
Can't you just iterate through the string and just run the print function twice?
True.
So you do a loop where you iterate and you just print twice.
Or you add it to a string and then return it at the end of the loop.
Huh?
Because you can't print it, right? Because we need to return it, right? So instead of printing it, you just add it to like a variable that is a string. Like, just have, like, start with nothing, and then brrr as the for loop goes on.
Okay. So you're pretty good at Python.
Listen, man, that was for you. That's for C++. Python's gonna be like another quickie. Okay. I think.
So I would just ask you for, like, functions.
Okay, yeah,
if there's any native functions.
Yeah.
Let's see how easy this is. Okay. So the text. So return.
Double check. Okay, yeah, we're already going for the one-liner. I like
the one-liner. The whole one. Okay, so how do I do this? Okay, so you said split, right? Okay. So I can do txt split. If I don't give it anything, does it split each character into a list then?
It splits on space. Also, so in Python, you don't even need to do split. It'll treat a string already as a list of characters. So you could do like just do like this, and that would reference letter like 0 in the index or in the list. Okay. It treats all strings as character arrays.
So I'm thinking a for loop.
All right.
For
is a little different in Python. It's like, have you done? It's like a for each loop. Fuck, man, C++ really fucking sucks.
Okay, how do you write a for loop?
So in Python, it's like, if I did like, if we just like put that bastard,
okay.
put that there. Yeah. It's like for I in then the thing you're gonna iterate through. So txt. So instead of like, you know how in a for loop it's just like the number, right?
Yes.
You say go between 0 and 100, right? Instead. Now, for each iteration of the loop, it represents a character in the string text.
Oh.
So it's going to give you, like, if you said penis, and here I is going to be P on the first, then I on the second. It's so actually badass.
Just, like, auto-type it.
Yes, it's fucking sick.
Okay. So, let's say we define string... Do you have to define string? Like,
no, you don't. What do you do? Yeah.
Equals...
Yeah! That's Python, dude.
And there's no, like, colon or semicolon.
Nope. Don't have to. I know. It'll let you do a semicolon because it knows people are used to doing semicolons at the end of lines. It just gets rid of them.
Okay, how do I add text? How do I add characters to a string? Can I just say answer equals...
You say...
Answer plus I.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Answer is equal to answer plus I.
Yeah.
Yeah. That shit work.
And then we just return answer.
And that'll fucking run it. Just run it. I think it.
I don't see why this won't work.
I don't know. Thank you for this hub.
I feel like
this is disgustingly
so easy
slow.
To be a Python coder.
Dude, it's so fast. It's so easy. Actually, I'll just while that's going on, let me bring up make a new, so we don't have to like wait the whole time. Post challenge. Probably spelled that wrong because I can't look at the keyboard. Folder. Like I'll do like main.py. This is a great one. So if I say print, also this is how you print shit. You just say print and then like penis.
Shit, we forgot to.
It was not repeated.
Yeah, we forgot to double it. We
just
ended up printing the word.
Yes. Printed.
So we can easily fix this. Plus I. What?
That's plus I. I can't find. Wait. I can't find anything. Wait.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this.
Is it gonna give like a fucked jumbled thing?
No. You plus I plus
Fucking
I.
run it. We have like 10 minutes to wait while it's running anyway. To go over it.
But this is the best one, right? Because you're doubling it.
Yeah. Does it work left? It works left to right. It's probably fine.
Plus I.
I'm just worried that like we do answer, and if we had like the string was answer, it would give like. You know what? Alpha. I fucking remember. Let me choose the Python interpreter here. Please just auto detect it. Oh, that's fucking it. All right, it was good.
I think we can move on to the mediums.
Really? Oh, we're gonna hit it with the medium.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want like.
All right.
I want a problem that we can't solve.
Okay. Yeah. I think we're working up to that point really steadily.
Our coding's getting like we had to use 2 lines for that one.
Yeah, that's a toughie.
You said easy. Well, we selected medium. It's giving us easy.
How many vowels in them? I mean, that's kind of cool.
That's too hard.
Oh shit! All right.
What are the hard options?
Okay. Site's fucking dying.
For people in chat, actual coding is nothing like this, by the way. Actual coding is mostly Google.
A lot more Googling.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't even know the quadratic equation in normal world.
What? Quadratic? Count letters in a word search. Double character swap. Filter repeating character string. Prefixes and suffixes. Are letters in the second string present in the first? Recursion. GCD.
Oh boy, we're getting a recursion.
Ordered matrix.
Can't do that. Do you know calculus?
No.
I don't either.
Boomerangs.
What does that mean? Oh, that's fucked.
That seems
that's
cool.
Fucking
this seems cool.
Hard looking.
This is a hard one. So I think it's an array.
Yeah, it's like array shit.
And each element is
like a like.
An array. A list of 3 numbers.
Got it.
You have to determine if the first number. Let's just see the question.
Yeah. I'd love to see it also. Okay. Boomerang is a V-shaped sequence that is either upright or upside down. Specifically, a boomerang can be defined as a subarray of length 3, with the first and last digits being the same as the middle digit. Oh.
I kind of get it.
Do you get it?
Wait. I kind of get it.
Wait, some boomerang examples. Is it just... Wait, do these have to happen, like, sequential? Oh, it's in one large thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's a list of numbers, and our job is to find three sequential numbers where the first number equals the third number.
Yeah. And then
And the
second number is different. It's just different
Just
from the other two. Okay.
And I'm guessing a number can't belong into two boomerangs. So if it was 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, that counts as one boomerang?
Would it? You'd think they give oh wait, is this an example of that? No.
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 No, it's not an example.
Wait.
Wait.
Can overlap. Oh, that
nice.
changes the world.
Oh, so they can.
They can
overlap.
intersect. Okay. That probably makes it easier, if anything. Is that they can? Is that we don't have to tell them apart, right? I'm throwing that out there and hoping.
Oh,
we're going to play.
This doesn't seem that hard.
Seems like we can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's doable.
Yeah. Thank you, Rogue Ghost, for the sub.
Okay, so all you have to do is like iterate through it while maintaining like digit 1 and digit 3, and it doesn't matter what the second digit is.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. What are you thinking? Like in concept. Also, I have a whiteboard if you need concepts.
For me, I would just define first, second, third. Because that's the three things you keep track of, right?
Okay.
I mean, do you really have to
keep track of second?
Yes.
Do you even have to keep track of third? Yeah.
What if it's equal? So it has to be a different.
Has to be different.
So you have to keep track of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we also have to consider edge cases because we're reaching a point where what if it's only two numbers? What if it's only one number?
True. I think we can hit, like maybe you hit it with an if statement in the beginning. If the length is less than whatever, if the length is less than 3, automatically go back.
Oh.
If in Python it is like you can. What you trying to get?
See, here's the thing, right? We have to keep an updated list.
True.
So I feel like there's a loop somewhere. Like,
I think there is a loop.
Open with a loop.
I'm feeling a loop somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you want to get rid of edge cases first? If the list is less than 3, then just.
But
leave.
That would be in the loop, right? Because you're gonna reach a point where there's only 2 numbers left, and you have to check the edge case.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah, let's just go into a fucking loop. Let's just go into a loop.
Hit him with
a loop. Hit him with a loop. Yeah.
Well, I remember what you said.
All right.
For I in LST, and apparently Python knows what the fuck you're talking about.
It's badass.
I in LST. For I in LST, and fucking semicolon, right?
It's all colon. So,
it's all colon.
Yeah, and then and then a tab in that represents like your opening and closing curly braces. Instead of the braces, it's indents.
You're saving a lot of
white. Yeah, it's nice.
Okay, for I in LST, and like, it's smart enough to know I is an integer.
It is, yeah. It's whatever element is in that list. So it knows. It is smart. I do like the Python interpreter. Looking for boomerangs. So this is iterating through our entire list right now.
If lst.length.
Oh, okay, all right.
Is less than. Is less than.
Oh, it's weird. It's for some reason it's not dot length, which I appreciate. It's leng, Len, and then in the argument, it's what you want to get the length of. Kind of cringe. I'd rather have it being like a
this?
Yeah. And that's gonna get you your length of the list.
If the list is less than 2, so let's just say they hit you with the
2 size array.
Yes.
Then you say,
fuck you.
Fuck you. You hit it with the just return out, right?
Return.
Wait.
Can you do it on one line like this?
Yeah, you can. You have to do a colon though behind the 2.
Return. Whatever list you have updated. Wait. We need to define.
Yeah, something to keep track of this.
Boomer. list.
Get a list of boomers.
Okay, so we need to define this, right?
Got it.
Like sometimes the edge case you want to still return like a list of integers, like an array of sort.
Yeah.
So you define it that it's an array. So you return boomer list.
Once we get to less than 2, we return our current thing. Badass.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And we will like modify, like we can modify LST, right? Is that
Yeah,
something
hell
to do
yeah.
so? Okay.
Yeah, you can do whatever.
So we just check if there's less than 2 integers.
Okay. Then you return it out.
Right. Right?
Yeah. Wait, can you just like...
Oh, well, I think you define first, second, third as well. First.
Do you have to? There's also, if you want to do number indexing, there's a way to do that. Like if you'd rather have I represent like their traditional for loop. That might be easier for this, because then you can say like I plus 2 or whatever. You know what I mean?
So if len, no, if LST, the first one. So how do you do like this?
Yeah, that's the index.
Equals LST, the third one, which is 2. Oh, double equal, right?
Yeah, double equal.
And
is just
and
oh wait,
LST
I forget
0 does not equal, which in coding language you just open with exclamation mark, which is inverse.
Yes, sir.
Does not equal LST 1. Then we add, so boomer list. Oh fuck, but it's like, I think the answer is an array of arrays.
Yeah, it's an array of arrays, and that array can have however many
plus
boomers in it as it wants.
Boomer list equals plus equals.
The way I think it's append in Python. APPEND, I think, and then the argument is what you want to append. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if that's JavaScript or not. I kind of forget.
Now, how do we slap these 3 together in an array?
You would just do. Okay, so first off, do you want to do like, instead of just 0 and 2, do you want like I plus instead of just doing like the static numbers?
Well, if we're cutting LST up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're saying no. We have to cut LST up, because if we don't cut LST up, this like if length LST will always return the max length, right? So let's say we have 10 numbers. We have to modify LST, right?
If we have 10 numbers.
In list.
Like 10 numbers in LST, right?
Yeah. And if we have something like if length of list is less than 2, we have to modify list each iteration.
Yeah,
right?
Yes. Like if you want to do it based on the length of list.
Yes.
You could, you don't have to modify that. You could go off of like, if you want I to represent an integer, you could do it based on like the length of the list and making sure you're not more than like 2 away from the end of the length of the list in the indexing.
So you're just gonna scrap all of this thing at roll?
No, just maybe the if statement.
Sounds like you want to erase my hard work.
I'm thinking not. I would never erase this.
You would.
But this, perhaps, because then we don't have to change list. You know what I mean?
I see.
Instead,
what you mean.
we just do it based on like in the for loop.
Okay, so we hit them with the reversal, where the length of the list is on the right, and the less than is I. But no, not I. Like the I.
You want the index, yeah. Index. So instead, we're gonna do by like a traditional for loop, and it's there's probably a better way to do this, but it's like you're gonna take the length of that, and then we're gonna wrap it in another. I think it's range. Ah, shit. I just like... it's like a tick to hit control save.
No. I got it.
Okay, all right.
Fucking genius.
Okay.
It's you just do length of list -2. So it won't iterate for
it'll only iterate. You want it to only go up to a certain point, right?
Yes, it will always stop at the second last number.
Second to last number.
Yes.
Okay. The way the for loop, I think we have to say chat's saying enumerate. I don't know if that's how you spell enumerate, but that makes it like a traditional for loop, where instead of I representing the number like itself in the list, it represents from 0 to the
I'll be honest, I don't think this is gonna work. I think
you know what? I think we should just go for it. You know what I mean?
Concept that I'm thinking of, because this is gonna be like for letter in an integer, right?
No.
We'll have
Instead, if you do, well, we can swap between like if we want this to represent like the number itself or like a traditional for loop from 0 to whatever the length is. We can choose.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now it's at like I mean it's for whatever you want it to be. Right now we can like change it to the traditional or like the Python meme. You know what I mean?
Let's stick with the Python meme.
Okay, all right. Then it is just LST.
Okay. So
that is a traditional Python meme.
got it. So I is an integer.
The integer in the list, like for that.
And how do we get the index?
The index. Yeah, let me just Python get index for loop. With indexes. Oh, that's cringe. Looping Python length. Yeah, right. Well, the length and range. Yeah, range. Right. For I'm pretty sure.
What if we need indexes there?
What if we need indexes? For I and blah blah blah. And enumerate. I see. If you do enumerate, which I am in no way, shape, or form. Enumerate. How do you spell enumerate?
Maybe there's a simpler solution.
Okay. Enumerate. I mean, if we just want to set up the for loop, it's okay. I think it's okay. Oh, wait. Shit. Sorry. My bad. We just want to set up the for loop, so enumerate. That will give us... So we can call this... What do you want to call the number? And I.
That's really confusing, Michael. Because that's... Well, we're keeping track of two numbers. It's the place and then the actual value.
I also got it wrong. It's I and a number. What would we call that? What's a good variable name?
J.
Thank you. Not confused. J.
Have you played that Keep Talking and No One Explodes game?
No.
The bomb game where like you read a manual. One person reads a manual.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's one section where it's like there's 4 numbers, and it's either 1, 2, 3, or 4. So it could be like in the third number, the number value is 2.
Yeah.
And then and it asks questions like, what position was number 2? What value was in position 3? This is what it feels like.
Yeah.
2 numbers, and it's really hard to keep track
of
which
differentiate.
Honestly, you said fuck my code, but I'm pretty sure my code originally with the less than 2 was the best one so far.
Okay. Let's just run with this.
Yeah.
All right, let's run with it. So where's the logical conclusion of this? I have an idea, like, for it.
Okay.
But I would like to see, like...
How I am...
Yeah, maybe how, like, your
How do I
make
process. An array?
We already made one. Boomer list is an array. Like, that's an empty array. That's how you initialize.
But how do I append an array? And this
yeah. You just gotta do that and then put your values in there.
Oh,
that's so easy. Dude.
So I just go list 0, comma, list 1,
Yeah.
comma, list 2.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Wait, what does it feel like? Oh, no, yeah. Okay. Let's say we add 1, 2, 1, 2 as LST, as list. So
Okay.
for I in list, the length of list is 4, which is not less than 2. So skip the return. Yes, you following? Length of list is 4.
Okay.
Yeah. And it checks number 1, 0, which is 1. And
Wait, so you're still slicing list. So you're gonna be modifying list through all of this. Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we appended, and then we sliced this bitch up. So I just have to. How do I remove the first element of this array?
Google Maps. I don't fucking know. Probably something like remove Python remove element of list
from front. Remove first item from a list in Python.
Oh, you can just pop it off like a queue. Wait, is that pop or pop? Pop from the beginning. Pop goes to the beginning.
The pop.
Okay, pop. That pops off the first element in the list.
Pop.
Of whatever.
So you just pop that shit off. I can't.
Have you been drinking recently?
No, this makes perfect sense. And then at the end of it, after the for loop, you hit him with the return boomer. Wait. Someone in chat said that trying to modify the array inside the for loop, like iterating through that array, isn't gonna work.
True. Because we're going through it, but we're also using it in the loop.
Genius idea. Make a temp list to go with the list.
Why we just iterate like a normal for loop?
Temp list. So the temp list. I can figure this out.
It's a different language,
if
so
the
it's
answer
hard.
is correct. Okay, the temp list. Fuck. Wait. Okay. No. I got it. Index. Wait, no. Count. New plan. Count. Joshua. Count chocolate. Count chocolate equals 0, right?
If you
Shut the fuck
add
up.
one
Shut
to
the
this
fuck up.
in every iteration of the for loop.
Okay, if count chocula is less than length minus 2, so count chocula is less than length minus 2, which is the maximum, right?
Yeah.
That's when we stop. Like, so if there's 10 numbers, we stop at number 8. Because in the number 8, like the 8th time we iterate, we're using the number 9, like the 9th number and the 10th number. So count chocula less than length of list, which is static. It's the same value.
If count chocula is less than the length,
Yeah, and then
shouldn't it be like equal to length of the list?
Oh, yeah.
Because it'll always be less.
Yes. You're a genius, Michael.
Definitely need 2 equal signs on that one.
And then every time we iterate, we add 1 to count chocula.
You motherfucker! I know it! I knew that's what we were gonna... Python doesn't have plus equal. You have to wait.
No,
it does. It just doesn't have plus plus.
Okay.
I forgot. Toast.
Honestly,
if it runs, like, it's so far away from like what I thought the answer was, like how I do it in my head. If it runs, I will be so amazed. But it looks complete. Like, it looks like you got something good.
Yeah. Okay, so I like to run things through my head.
Got it.
Let's have 141.
Okay.
141 for I, which is 1. Count Chocula is 0. So does count Chocula equal 3 minus 2, which is 1? So 0 does not equal 1. So it will skip this.
Right. 0 does not equal 1.
And this gets 1, which equals 1, which does not equal 0. It's 4. 141. 1 does not equal 4. Yes?
1 does not equal 4.
1
does not equal 4.
So we run this section.
Shit,
we append 141, which is like we put an array.
You put the boomerang in.
And then we add it to the boomer list.
Got it.
And we add 1 to Count Chocula. And it's gonna run another loop.
Okay, got it.
For the second number, which is 4.
Yeah.
But hang on. Count Chocula equals 1. Length of list, which is 3 minus 2 equals 1
as well.
Return boomer list. I can't see a problem.
Hey, I saw a really interesting idea in the chat where I is not used anywhere in the list. In the for loop, I mean, where I is not used anywhere.
Oh, perfect. We can use more Count Choculas.
Going from easy to hard was so difficult.
Fuck, you're right.
You need to study for a test tomorrow? This is it. This is your studying. I hope it's comp sci. I hope we can just run it.
Can we just
run? Like, when I
place every number with Chocula?
Now,
Count Chocula?
Yeah,
Count
you can do that.
2, Count Chocula, and Count Chocula plus 1. Fuck. And then it's Count Chocula. Count Chocula plus
1. Perfect. It's off the screen.
Okay, now I don't see, like, it's kind of weird when I'm using I. Oh yeah, it's a little weird.
It's like it's like you regress to the like normal for loop from C++. Like, you showed a caveman a phone and he started using it to bang shit as a hammer. When I get frustrated enough, I'll just try to run my code.
Look, it's because I'm so used to like the C++ format.
Yeah.
I just coded it C++
style, yeah.
In a Python
kind of syntax, kind of meme. No, I fucking pop off. Did you use pop at any? No, you didn't. Yeah. You didn't use pop. We just gotta sit back and relax. Just wait for it to do its magic.
Oh shit!
Okay, it's a syntax error. It's not a logic error yet, right?
Yeah. What do they
Error.
about
String. And oh, I love it. In line. Error. String at line 13. 9 lines of code. What the fuck? Okay. If list of Count Chocula. List of index Count Chocula plus 2. Invalid syntax is equal to. Wait, is it? Oh, wait. and, I think is how you do it in Python. Is it? It's and, right? It's and.
Okay.
That's a Python meme.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just a syntax.
It's gonna be
It was not a logic error.
Okay. Because it makes sense.
It's just that easy.
When you're working, do you ever name your variables like troll shit?
Yes. Oh yeah. It's how like if I'm following a tutorial, I'll have to change the variables up a lot so I don't just like blindly copy. So it'll be like come1, come2 kind of meme.
Does your like supervisor or coworker ever?
Sometimes yeah, you'll leave some bad shit in there. Like you'll leave some bad comments. People have found like my comments on like my Bitbucket. I have some pretty bad ones. Like especially for the commit history, because you have to put a message along with like each commit you throw up to like the cloud or whatever. It's like don't look at that. It's
oh, what? Failed. 959 should equal 2. Oh, what?
Oh, you're supposed to give the number
of
boomerangs.
Oh, that's easy.
You don't even need this boomer list out of pen shit. You just add one every time you find a boomerang, Toast.
Oh,
that's it. That's all we gotta do.
So we have boomer chocula.
Sorry, what?
Boomer count.
Boomer count.
There we go.
Equal to 0.
Wait. Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Right now, the problem is we're adding count choculas only on
an if where we find the boomerang.
Yes, which is incorrect.
So if you want to take it out, you just hit yes.
The
yeah,
tab.
yeah. So now it's every iteration of the loop.
Ah, okay. So now we have in its place boomer count. Boomer count plus equals.
Yeah. Hey, you can just delete the whole ass boomer list. Append meme because it's out of there. Now it's boomer count.
It's boomer count. Boomer count. Boomer count. Boomer count. Okay, that seems easy.
Yeah.
Do you think Chad is actually learning anything about coding?
You know, I think working through the logic, maybe.
Yeah, coding is very straightforward.
So don't look at what they're saying.
They're all saying no, Michael.
So if you don't look at it, then
do you think like there are employees from like the big tech companies watching this right now?
I think yeah. Anything that's like tech
do you think they would be willing to hire us based on what they've seen?
I'm pretty sure they have like, you know how in Vegas they have like a blacklist of all the cheaters? They have like the shitter list for all the big companies, and our names are going on them. The poor like engineers who have worked a full day and they come home and they're like, hey, look at this, a code stream finally representing
I can relate
my
to.
work. And they see Count Chocula and Boomer Count.
Oh!
Woo! It's that fucking easy.
Okay, so I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did it in 9 lines.
9 lines. That's not bad.
Now let me ask you, can you do it in less? Because I feel like because I'm trying to convert it into like I'm trying to hammer a circle into a square with my solution.
It's like the C++ idea.
It did work.
Yeah.
But can you optimize this?
There might be like some Python meme you can do with it. 9 lines isn't that bad though. It's like,
can you do it in 2 lines?
We're gonna remember your thing. Yeah. We gotta keep that pasted over there. So if it's boomerless, we say for I in. It's like I boomer part. And enumerate of list, maybe something like that. I don't know. We're just kind of doing a little bit of memes on that one.
No, someone doing $100.
Holy shit!
What's your Streamlabs?
Come over here. Do you just go to streamlabs.com? Is that something you do?
Yeah. How come you don't use Streamlabs OBS?
I've seen other people use this. And yeah, do you use Streamlabs OBS?
Everyone, well,
yeah.
Scara and Lily uses OBS. And me and Pokey and Yvonne use Streamlabs OBS.
Okay, that's like half and half. So if I were in Streamlabs, just like hypothetically,
you would go to Alert Box.
I would go.
I think Alert Box.
I would go like to Alert Box.
Oh, never mind.
I'd go to
donation history.
history.
Yeah.
Another donation history.
No, that's $10. Well, no, there's $100.
Oh shit.
Holy crap! You've been getting so much donations.
Make us smarter, Father. Thank you. We're we're doing that tonight.
Look at all these $5, $25 donations. You don't.
Where?
There's a $25.
Toast. I was really busy focusing on fucking Count Chocula on the code. And the only way I read those is if my eyes are here. So.
We gotta do some catching up.
Yeah, I've stayed off social.
Can you add a 1080p quality to your stream? Are you streaming at 720? Are you streaming at?
No way.
Click settings.
There's no way. There's not a chance.
Click stream.
Probably video, right?
No,
I'm streaming at 1440.
What?
Maybe they don't like that it's such a high. Maybe they don't like it so good, like it's hurting them.
That's weird. You're streaming at.
I'm streaming at
14?
2K.
Oh, okay.
Just take the window and make it twice as big, and then it's 14, and then it's 1080.
Is there a 1080p option, chat, or does it go from 720 to 1400? There's no 1080 option. Oh, yeah.
So just get twice as close to your screen. And then it's 1080? No, twice as far. No, twice as close.
I suggest you stream at 1080p, Michael.
I will figure out how to do that next time. That's the next time.
You just click the output to 1080p.
Oh yeah, I will. I'm sure I could do that.
There's a drop down.
I'm sure. I used to stream in 30 FPS instead of 60. Yeah, I know that. It was a while. It was I was pretty young. This is actually the first 60 FPS stream I've done.
This one?
Yeah, this one right now.
Interestingly, this is the first stream where you're not playing games, so
it doesn't matter.
So it doesn't matter because your webcam's 30 FPS.
Pog.
So you're just making the viewers use twice the bandwidth for no fucking reason.
For the same data frame.
Wow.
Dumb question. And ever trip something like make power go out? I trip the breaker up here all the time.
Have you thought about using text to speech?
Yeah, I thought about it.
And?
I feel like there's a more interesting way than just Streamlabs text to speech. Maybe like a robot that talks, But I hadn't set that up.
Like an actual robot.
Like a real robot. Yeah, like something behind
That's in your background that would just yell
That just yells whatever they type. Is what I'm kind of thinking. That's the idea.
Is this a Hawaiian thing?
Locomoco or Kahlua Pig? Probably Kahlua Pig. Yeah, some dishes.
Oh,
Locomoco is delicious. It's like imagine like a mountain of rice and then 2 hamburger patties.
Wait. There's bread and rice.
2 hamburger patties. Yeah, 2 hamburger patties. Okay. Right on the rice, and on the 2 hamburger patties is a sunny side up egg. And then on all of that is a shit ton of brown gravy. And that's a Locomoco. It's maybe like a full day's worth of calories and fat in one meal. But when we go back to Hawaii on a trip, we will all have this because it's a very Hawaiian meal.
So it's rice, egg, and patties.
And gravy. Yeah, and gravy. Yeah. It's delicious. It's kind of like a little soul food meme.
Full-time software engineer here. The act of coding and building a product similar to an artist creating a painting. This guy's fucking lying to us.
Rocking back and forth in his chair.
I'm an artist.
The poor software engineers and shit. They're watching the shit.
For lesson. Yeah, I don't read anything less than $5. I see some $3 one. I'm like, fuck you. knowing that Toast was hired to work on a bank's website terrifies me and makes me feel better about it. Was an internal website.
Internal's different from internal. It's not like you're managing the money.
It was like the internal email system.
Yeah, different.
$100 from Meme King Supreme. Make us smarter, father.
They're not happening anytime soon. If I stream ever.
Hey man, join from South Africa. Do you ever ask your chat which country they're from?
They kind of just like fire off without asking sometimes. They just like get into like one person will say it. And
hello
they'll
from Portugal.
Yeah, scree out and type where they're from. Yeah. There it is. Yeah, that's
Spain, Germany.
Yeah.
They get really happy when you say the country of.
Oh, Chechnya.
Yeah, so when you say Germany, they're like, yeah, Germany. And when you say China, they're like, I don't know if Twitch is allowed in China, though.
Is allowed in China?
Yeah, because the Great Firewall.
True. Yeah, not seeing a lot of Chinas in the chat.
Wait,
Weird.
Do you know any language besides English?
No.
No?
Nope.
No Filipino?
No, just be quiet.
No Hawaiian?
You know, I know words, nothing close to fluent though. No.
Okay.
Yeah. Took Japanese in high school.
Look, they're still spamming what country they're from. They love it.
Yeah. Oh, they really like it. Wow, Philippines. Yeah, here's to the one of you.
Why does Twitch not give me notification for your stream ever? You gotta click the little notification button.
They have a bell on Twitch?
They have a bell because like you can follow but not get notification.
Did you see Boston Dynamics? Unbox Therapy's video on the Boston Dynamic dog. I've not.
I'm sure people told you can buy the.
You can buy it now. So yes, it's a cool 7.
What's the plan with that?
I'm hoping they give it to me.
They just give you what? 50 grand?
It is 74 grand.
74 grand
for the base model.
But there's like attachments.
Yeah, they're attachments.
How much do those cost?
I think a couple are like as much as 30 grand and as low as like 5 or 3 grand for the attachments.
Okay, what are some of these attachments?
Like a LiDAR camera, more processing, GPU and CPU, onboard processing. So I don't know why you need that. Maybe facial detection onboard the dog.
How do you think you can make it worth it for Boston Dynamics to give you $100,000 worth of merchandise?
Dog.
Yeah, dog.
I think I'd make a Twitter post about it at least for sure.
Okay, one Twitter post. You got how many followers?
I make a couple of Twitter posts, somewhere around like 750.
750. Okay.
Yeah. So the reach is all right. I would also imagine you're at a party and you're like, where's the drinks? And it's like, oh, just go to the robot dog. And you're like, what? There's a robot dog. And you go over to the robot dog, and I've programmed the robot dog to pee out beer into your cup. And you will never, ever forget that party as long as you live, right?
So this dog just around the party.
Walking around, you say,
what's the trigger command?
This fucking snap. You give it a little snap.
So there's audio processing.
Onboard processing. Yeah, or all over the network processing.
Okay, it hears it.
Yeah.
Is there like, how does he differentiate like a snap versus a slap?
He's probably not gonna differentiate.
Okay.
There's probably like an ML library for processing.
Would it make sense to have like a word command?
It would be easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could say, "Piss in my cup." You say, "Hey boy, piss in my cup."
Piss in my cup.
You say, "Piss in my cup," and the little dog then runs like a little subroutine. I don't know. They do have an API for it, right? So you can do like a program for. So hey, piss in my cup. That's probably not on board. That's probably over the network that you're doing the processing. And the little bastard, little scamp, runs over to you, and he opens his leg up, and he makes a little tinkle into your cup because he's got like a bag of beer on the back of him. I think it's like a 10-kilogram payload or something.
If you're doing over the network,
yeah,
that means you're connected to like a router or something.
Yeah, like a router just in your house.
Okay. Is there a way to give it internet connectivity, like a IRL backpack?
Like a
you slap an IRL backpack on it.
That is how it works. You do an IRL stream with the dog. We just walk it around.
And it'll carry because the IRL backpack, have you ever used one?
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, they're heavy as shit.
So you just slap it on the dog.
And then you don't have to carry anything. And then everyone who donates $100 is able to control the direction the dog walks in.
Maybe we could just pay the $100K. Honestly,
the more we talk about it, the more I'm like, I just want to.
We've been doing a lot of
kind of brainstorming.
Shout outs, a lot of Postmates sponsorship, a lot of Raid Shadow Legends. I think we can scrounge up a $100K somewhere. Dig around the offline TV couch somewhere.
I think we could do. I think you could. See, the reason I want it so bad is because, like, when I'm old, I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna be like, oh, remember the time I made like those that one YouTube video, or like fucking whatever. I'm gonna be, or that one time I put my money in a 401k like an old bastard. I'll say, no, remember that time I blew 75 grand on a robot dog that peed in cups at parties, peed beer into cups, and I did that.
Now
that's what you remember.
Okay, I'm trying to.
That's what you tell your grandkids about.
Think about this, because like I think it is possible to code something like this.
Yeah.
But there's no way, like, you're opening up the dog and sticking, like, a urethra cable.
Well, yeah, I think it would be more like... Have you seen that Adam Savage video on it?
No.
The dog can handle, like, a lot of weight. So, like, he makes a rickshaw and sits in the rickshaw, and the dog is carrying him. It's got a really good payload.
Okay.
So, it could at least handle, like, a few gallons of piss, i.e. beer, on the dog, and in, like, buckets. Maybe nicer things than buckets, and it would, go and piss them into a little cup, and you could run that over the network, that mechanism.
So you're essentially creating a whole separate, like,
a small support
pisser.
A pisser. Yes,
pisser.
Yeah, exactly.
And like the pisser's communicating with the dog, which is communicating with the IRL backpack.
It's more like my computer is the master, and it's processing everything, and it's saying, like, hey dog, and then it's shooting out commands in 3 directions over the network. It's saying, hey dog, walk up to him. Hey pisser, make piss.
Okay, the pisser, what's that communicated with?
That's probably just web server.
So it's
running a little. You could run a Raspberry Pi on the thing, and you just tape it to the bottom of the dog, and it'd say, every time it gets a command, it runs a little peristaltic pump that is just like a nice little electrical pump.
So the pisser's connected to the IRL backpack.
The pisser can be like its own thing. It just needs power.
Okay.
And on the pisser contains like a network connection, which can be communicated to anywhere that a router is close to, that my computer is close to.
Got it.
And then it would piss in a cup. No one would forget that. No one at a party would ever forget the dog that pissed beer into their cup.
And the command is piss in my cup.
Hey, piss in my cup, buddy.
Piss in my cup.
It can be anything you want, but probably piss in my cup now that I say it out loud.
Okay, so does the dog have, like, it has audio processing?
Yeah.
But does it have, like, geolocation audio processing?
Oh, see, that's probably maybe the hardest part.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe you need to do some, like...
Because does it have surround sound listening?
I don't think you could do like a location, like echo audio location. Maybe it'd have to be like image processing. Like like you'd say, "Hey boy, piss in my cup," and you train it to like see someone beckoning to the dog with their cup extended.
The camera on the dog is only front facing.
Yes. So you could say like, "Oh, there is an attachment for 30 grand for 360."
Oh, okay.
But also, dog could just turn in a circle. You say, piss in my cup. The dog turns in a circle, looks for the guy with their arm out. Sees it, runs a little subroutine. He comes over, lifts his little leg up, and he pisses in your cup.
How does the dog differentiate cups that people are just holding and a cup that needs filling?
I think, well, first is it needs to hear the audio command.
And then it starts
Second,
searching.
Second, it sees like the beckoning person. The cup needs to be down low enough, right? And then I think that's the only differentiation you do.
Okay, but like people are standing up, right?
Got it. Like around the dog.
People further away would be lower on the dog's
visual
like perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Compared to someone in the front.
True. Yeah.
So someone in the far back might have the cup up here, but in the image processing, the cup is below like the horizontal mid.
I get what you're saying, but I don't think you would run the image processing for the cup. Like, I don't think it's all based on like the Y location of the cup on the image.
Okay.
It could be based on like you could run train a neural net for people beckoning, right? So like people with arm extended. So you read the body language with a neural net, which is also, I guess, running over the network.
Now, someone in chat came up with the idea. QR codes.
QR codes. What would those do? What would QR code do?
How like is the camera pretty high def?
I don't know, but if for 70 grand, I'm gonna say yes.
So, every cup has the same QR code.
Okay.
And the dog is constantly scanning for
QR codes.
Right. So when you don't need a refill, you just turn the cup, so you're hiding the QR code.
Oh.
But when you need a refill, you just turn the cup.
And he scans it and comes over to you.
He just scampers over.
Oh, that removes the need for image processing on like a neural net level.
You know, it sounds like people are listening to this.
Yeah.
It's not like they're just memeing. They're just like.
No, but we're working through it.
Yeah, like this is a legitimate possible solution.
Yeah, actually.
If we had our hand on a Boston Dynamic dog with 360 camera.
Yeah, or just turns around. But I would like the 360 camera.
Can it just have multiple attachments? Can you just like every single attachment?
I think for some of the attachments you could probably do in tandem, and some, like, I assume the camera and maybe like the LiDAR you couldn't run in tandem.
Okay, so we have our dog. It's wearing an IRL backpack. It's carrying a keg of beer.
Yeah.
And it's just scanning constantly.
Yeah, for the QR codes, yeah.
Okay, and it comes over. Now, where's the nozzle?
The nozzle is by where its little doggy penis would be on a normal dog. It would just be right in the crotch.
Okay, so the dog can it stand?
Not on two, but it can. I'm pretty sure it can do the, like, you know how dogs piss with like the one leg out.
You're telling me the Boston Dynamics coded it so the dog lifts its hind leg like a real dog?
It's more like you have like access to, I assume, different level of control APIs. And like some APIs, there's like probably pre-programmed like move over there, but there's probably other ones that give you like access to individual motors so you can write your own subroutines for like the bigger APIs where it's like go over there and piss now. So like you could like either control like dog's translation in X and Y, or you could control like how much the motor on its pissing leg moves.
Okay.
Like I'm assuming you have varying levels of control.
Got it.
Because there's no way you're gonna be like, because they've written a reverse kinematic model. So because the way the dog works is it's just a shit ton of like little not servo motors, actually brushless servo motors probably. So you can't say like, okay, move this servo motor like 50% of rotate, or like 50 degrees.
Okay.
And like that makes a leg go up a little bit. Yeah. It's not like they do that because that would be fucking impossible, because there's like at least 10 motors on the thing, so you can't be like, move this one now and move that one there, right? Okay. To make it do that. So instead you do something called an inverse kinematic for robotics, which is something I still need to learn. But it's like for an arm, for say a robotic arm, you do like, here's the base, right? Here's like whatever, like this is a weight, and the arm can move in like, let's say it's like a couple. So here's the motor 1, and here is motor 2, and all you don't really care about how much motor 1 and motor 2 move. You care about like getting the little claw hand to a location, to like maybe down here to pick up ball, right? Okay. So instead of like pre-programming, like if I want the hand to move 5 inches down, you don't go, okay, I want this motor to move like a certain amount of steps. You go, okay, this arm is like this long, and like this arm is like this long, and I want to be able to move the claw down to here, and like this arm is this long. I want to be able to move the claw down to here. Yes. So instead, you create something called an inverse kinematic model, where you just give the model based on the lengths of the arms and like degrees of freedom. You say, I want claw to be here, which is a lot more legible to humans than move motor X, move motor Y. Right. It's you just say, I want claw in XYZ space to move down 5 inches. So you put that into the model, and then the model works out how much to move these motors, right? Yeah, and so it's like it's a lot more human legible to see what you need to do to get that ball.
Okay.
And that's what you do for the dog's pissing leg, right? They have already worked out, I'm sure they've worked out some crazy kinematic models for this dog.
Okay.
And that's how you're able to engage with it through the APIs. And I assume you're able to engage at different levels of control through the APIs. So you could probably write like a little subroutine that's like, pissing leg.
I feel like how the dogs like is weighted. It can't stand. I don't know if it can like balance on 3 legs.
Dude, you got to see actually, have you seen the thing move?
Yeah, it kind of looks like
you
a really like it's got two like a regular. It moves like it's a stupid dog. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But like
in my prior career, I felt
there.
very stuck.
Okay.
In a way that I couldn't grow.
You don't have
My name is Natalia.
No, we're on
from New York.
It doesn't do it on guess.
Adam Savage here in.
Like, he makes a rickshaw for the dog. This like poor. This is what the dog beings are gonna look back on and say this is torture for the dog. They're gonna look back and say we need to crucify Adam Savage. He's gonna be the first to die. Wait, this isn't like the.
I would.
Is this the test?
I'd love to do this all day. And believe you me,
I think he's a mother.
The next
worked it for like
sequence
2 videos.
of this video
cute.
needs to be
Bastards.
just out on an open range somewhere.
Adam Savage.
And that's where we're
Wow, I have more views than Adam Savage. Like 200K gets like 80K.
all right, it's time. Rickshaw works beautifully, so does Spot.
Okay,
It's time
you
to
need
bring the
it.
two
Okay,
together
Adam
and
Savage,
give Spot
Wow,
his
he made
first
3
worldly
Dude, he's
download.
been making a
He's
lot.
got 4
Over here,
videos.
buddy.
Wait, a robot spy?
Adam
Okay.
Savage from.
That one's
Oh
cool.
yeah, I guess you do want to face
Dude,
it.
look,
don't
it
you?
can go up rocks and shit,
Oh,
and it
Spot,
does.
you almost. Here we go.
I'm not
I've
seeing a
adjusted
balance
it.
on 3 legs
Right.
though.
The last thing we're
This
gonna
is
do
true.
on this course. Here we go. Beautiful relationship.
Like, it's capable of really dynamic movement.
I want to see a balance on 3 legs.
As long as you have 3 points of contact, it's like a stable system, is what I'm thinking.
He needs a lot
Even
of
if you have to
focus.
go into like
Alright.
the really low
Here
level
we go.
APIs and access the motors
and,
each,
like the kernels and stuff. I
think-
I can never do that.
if it's like if
look at
you're
him
able
settle
to
into
address
it.
individual motors, all you gotta do like
oh,
is write
buddy.
the shittiest subroutine in the world is
Yes.
like move this
Can you
leg
do
out
that?
there.
To the market.
Google dog pissing.
Yeah. You wanna like a YouTuber?
Yeah. Just dog pissing.
Yes.
This is amazing.
And like dog
Dude.
peeing compilation. Okay.
Best peeing moments. Buckeye the dog's gotta go.
See?
I don't think there's anything I can say that would
Oh,
add
that-
to
see,
this
this is the
visual
girl
experience. Check
What?
it
Oh,
out,
there,
man.
there.
What?
There's the pissing. Look at that. He's doing it. No problem.
Okay.
3 points of contact is way better than 2. So at least you got the 3 legs.
Do it. Yeah. You could do it.
Okay.
do it. It's a little
I'll
bit of an
just-
incline. It's asking a lot.
TOS, this
I
is
know,
educational
it's uphill,
content.
it's
I
uphill, buddy.
don't know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
stop. Go ahead and stop,
And
Spot.
then this poor dog that he's just beating to shit.
To the market.
This thing. Look at it. Look at it go.
Looks like it's
That-
being crushed under its weight.
That poor thing. Dude, it looks like they programmed pain into it.
Being like
Like,
torture.
please help me kind of shit.
Bad for it. It's
Maybe you can't do
so
it.
bad.
It's struggling. I remember it. Wait, there's a really funny part
Stop.
at the end here.
Going up a small hill.
This poor
can
thing.
use.
But I feel like you're not really using this to its full
forces that are-
potential.
There
You're
we
just
go.
making it go forward.
Yeah, this is just like slave labor right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can do this with just like a really big motor and some wheels.
Yeah, true. Oh, he does this.
Oh my! It's like trying to get away from him.
Oh man, what if you program? You just.
We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Yep.
It
Give it a
shows
little less
pain.
gravity. Yep.
Here they
Got
are.
it, buddy. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, damn!
It's like a real dog.
Oh, amazing.
Poor fucking thing. Anyway, you can use a remote control, but what you're interested in is like being able to program it, which they've said there's an accessible API.
Yeah, like essentially you give it like an AI almost.
Yeah, you give some set instructions on like a basic thing to do. And that you know, the gameplay loop, so to speak, is you look for the QR code and then spin or use the 360 camera and go over to where you see the QR code. And then run the little subroutine that says, stabilize 3 legs, raise 1 leg, then you send the post request to the Raspberry Pi pissing machine, which peristaltics pumps the piss beer out of the robot dog.
This doesn't seem impossible, I'll be honest.
Yeah, no, we're working like through it.
And everything like can be solved. Like QR code is easy, image processing is like easy.
Relatively easy, yeah.
Yeah. And then like squeezing liquids from like a little Raspberry Pi Arduino like contraption seems easy.
Yeah,
right?
oh yeah, that's probably the easiest part. It's so easy to pump out little bits of beer.
And then the IRL backpack is just a mobile router.
Yeah. The thing on it might already have network capability too. Which you just like, 100% is fine. You put like a Nighthawk router on the ground, that thing's sending shit over the network like 1 millisecond delay. We've gone through...
If I fund this, hypothetically, Disguise Toast LLC. I can write it. I can use it as a tax write-off.
Yeah. You know why? It was used for content.
Yeah. Do you think we can recuperate the $100,000 investment?
I think you could with the content that you put out of it, and intangible brand awareness. Like, who's offline TV? I don't like. Oh, they're the one with the dog that pisses in your cup at parties.
Pissing dog.
The pissing dog that pisses in your cup at parties. It's those guys. Oh, those guys? Of course I know those guys. They're the ones who taught the Boston Dynamics dog to feel pain when you yell at it.
Dude, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm kind of down.
Yeah, I'm kind of like thinking through it. I'll go halvesies on a Boston Dynamic dog.
Yeah.
The more I think through it, it's like...
Look. That Facebook money's gotta go somewhere.
May as well be tax deductible.
Look, instead of losing all my money on the stock market,
why don't we put it into something useful?
Like a pissing dog.
I fucking want it. And that's just like one of the ideas I've had with a dog is to make it piss beer at parties. Is that not like the most badass thing ever too? I think the best part about that is like when I think about it, it's like Boston Dynamics has been a company for like years and years, like 20 years. These people have like will put their heart and soul into this advanced mathematics and robotics discipline, and they're gonna see like 2 assholes on the internet making their probably magnum opus piss in a cup for them, like a shitterton, like slave dog, that's probably the best part of it, I think.
Well, I'm down.
Listen, man, I mean, like...
What do you think the shipping time is on this? Do you think they're building the dogs, or do they just have, like, a warehouse of these dogs, like, ready to go Amazon Prime style?
I'm sure they have, like, a back order of these dogs, or they wouldn't release it to the public if it weren't for, like, them having a back order. Not a back order, but an inventory of dogs.
Dude, I'm just worried that we're gonna look at we're gonna get the dog and we're gonna look at an API and like
it's gonna be
convoluted shit.
Oh shit! I can just make it go forward and back. We think we're smart.
Nah, we can figure it out. What do you think the language is? Do you think it's Python?
I'm sure it's got like a lot of SDKs. Like there's Spot Dog API. Okay.
Boston.
Spot contact sales. Wow, that's more of like a
maybe
developer platform.
Oh, damn.
Dude, yeah, they built it out.
Development software kit? Is that it?
They got an SDK for dog.
Oh,
Python!
yeah,
Python! You saw how Python quick was. There's a quick start. Oh, dude, their docs are okay too. Spy installation. At what level do you control this little guy?
Dude, if they have an SDK, I'm sure they have everything.
Right? Directory eShop. It's more like, can I just make the dog go
yeah.
forward?
We just want the
WASD.
Operating spot with your keyboard. We don't want that though, right?
We don't, but
we can like convert
into movements.
Image into like, commands.
Maybe hello spot is something like that. Run the example. No, I don't want common problems. You
Get robots. Frame trajectory. Get image.
Get images.
So we have
image processing.
the camera.
Native on it for
Okay.
the 74 grand. The small investment. Get missions. Get robots. Say hello spots. Where does the walking?
I think
Where?
you just use WASD and you just input it like if I was the way I code is like the most brute force way.
Okay.
So I would just use the WASD and convert images into WASD commands by emulating a keyboard input. Instead of finding out how to actually move the dog, I just work with what I got, which is the WASD.
Which is a computer running, like just emulation of keyboard.
Laptop on top.
Dude, the people. I'm sorry to the Boston Dynamics engineers. Someone gave a. Do you know how to look at bits donations?
Shit.
Because it looked like someone had like a very good thing. They said, "Hi, I'm an industry person," and something you said
Recent
was
events.
something.
Yep.
Oh, I like sorts. No, can't sort.
We do filter and we just go with
the
the
bits.
follow. Just not these, just like
Bits.
Okay, alright.
But so 2 hours ago. So
I'm a tech leader.
in AMS.
What's AMS?
No idea.
Okay.
That's accurate. Big companies have kind of stupid question to fill gaps. Thought regarding apps.
He's talking about a lot of
He's saying
irrelevant
he's saying some industry shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what AppSec is, and I don't know what red, blue versus blue team is.
Yeah. We don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you though, for that. For the 500 bits.
It's only $5. Oh, we got $5
for the dog.
Okay.
Think of the ideas. Think of the IRL stream where a human doesn't need to be there because the dog is walking around controlled by chat.
I feel like we're using so little of its capabilities.
Capabilities.
Like Adam Savage.
Like, it's almost funny how little we're using of it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just like a wheel with a camera attached to it. And it's going. I don't think that's worth 75,000.
I mean, you can make it do other things, right? This is just one idea
Thrown
out there, right?
I'm afraid that every idea will just boil down to the dog is moving something on top of it.
Yeah.
And the dog itself isn't.
Like, you aren't
doing
reaching the
cool
full
dog
potential.
shit. Yeah.
Like pissing.
Yeah. How much is this shop spot?
Oh, yeah, you should look at these. So, explore, right? And then your payload options are above the base.
Enterprise.
What's the power to transfer design?
Designed for businesses looking to disrupt their operation by deploying cutting-edge robotic applications.
Hey, thanks for working at the warehouse for 10 years, but we have a replacement. And they're like, who is he? And the fucking dog walks
Just
and pisses on the floor.
Okay, so I don't think we'll ever get approved with these two.
Yeah, for sure not. Oh, you know what? Yeah, probably not academic, right?
By now.
I know some academic YouTube channels. Well,
Wait, do you think they take PayPal?
There's no way. No, it's gotta be. This 70. Can you even pay 74 grand over PayPal? Don't you need to, like, wire transfer that?
Can you just card here?
Cart, oh, look at that. Right in your shopping cart. 74 grand worth of dog.
Yeah, total.
Dude, oh, you can pay in installments. Wow.
Okay.
I go to
what's the
checkout.
options?
What is this?
Oh. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
God, I gotta
Oh
put all
my
this in.
god.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume they take PayPal.
Yeah, right?
Okay. It's just.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And there's attachments you can do. This is the base model, of course. So if you go to add-ons, yeah, you do.
Warranty's a scam.
That's a scam. If you don't sell me a dog that can, like, be a robot dog, I'm gonna be pissed if I have to pay 15 grand for Apple Care on my fucking dog.
Could you imagine how much it will cost you just to send this back for repair? like $500 to send this giant ass dog. You bring it to FedEx. It's like, can you just wrap this up for me?
I can't do it myself. Look at that. $5,000 for a battery. That's just some lipo cells in that bitch.
Do you think the battery? What do you think the battery is? Do you think it's like one of those phone batteries with like the USB connector, and it's like it takes a USB
like C. You just
USB
plug a
C somewhere.
C cable. I'm sure they made it a proprietary connector just for the sake of like making you pay for the battery.
Fuckers.
Because I'd love. That looks like
fancy.
Yeah, that looks like fancy.
Why didn't they just make it like a USB-C, like a lightning cable?
Yeah, I run it off my computer's USB port. Dude, that's so expensive. You have to pay $1,300 for the ports.
Wait, an Ethernet port? That would make life a lot easier.
It would, because then you just put it in a router and then fire that off.
On top of
yeah.
What? You don't
Google Wi-Fi on the dog.
I just put in the Nighthawk router. Awareness.
$21,000. That's the big boy. Panoramic view of the dog's surroundings and communication.
We need this for the pissing thing.
Okay, unless it turns in a circle.
So you're at a party and there's a robot dog.
Yeah.
And not only is it not just there, it's constantly like
you're at a party and like you hear the fucking steps and you turn around and fuck, what is that? And you say, oh dude, that's the pissing dog. And you say, oh cool. And you gotta say piss in my cup, and then it hears the guy telling the other guy, say piss in the cup, and then this fucking freak of engineering starts violently turning 360s.
So normally it's not spinning around. But once it hears it goes
it's spinning, his piss is leaking out.
spinning so fast. Holy
look at
shit.
that.
What the
Oh, gross. Fuck. Oh, okay, so that's these packaged together. LiDAR. Light radar. LiDAR's cool. It's a cool technology.
Well, we need this.
Enhances the range of Spot's autonomous systems for probably.
Because we're probably going to have a big party and there's going to be a lot of space.
Yeah, a lot of space and needs high definition for tracking.
So that's an extra $35,000 on top of
yeah,
$75,000.
well, the LiDARs. I don't even know how to work with LiDAR. So you would probably need the 34.
There's an edge CPU and an edge GPU.
Look at the difference between those prices.
Why do you need a GPU? So you can play
that's probably
Valorant?
It's got a monitor on the back. I got the radio on my fucking dog. That's gross. AI. Advanced output requiring onboard computation. That's rat shit.
Hey.
Hey, Louie.
Oh, wait. You want, where you go? Oh, she's going to sleep.
Especially no sleep.
Honestly, Michael, I think we're gonna buy this.
I could see a world where we buy this, and it's this world.
It's right now. Let me just call it financial advice.
Could you imagine telling your financial advisor, can you make room for $100,000? Oh, putting a down payment on a house, I see.
That's a great investment, Jeremy.
No, sir. Fuck, I want it so bad. Dude.
We got a plan.
Yeah, I think we reached a pretty good conclusion.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
I think we learned a lot
Good time.
today.
Lots of programming,
Good
lots
coding.
of technology.
Good content idea.
Yeah.
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 I think we will actually buy this.
I think we've reached a good conclusion. Okay. Good night, Toast. Yeah, it is 3:30. Don't forget your. You can pick this up in the morning if you want. Yeah, if you want that. Okay. Okay, chat. it seems like we've reached a pretty good consensus on what's happening with the dog and all. This is a fine view. We're probably gonna end off the stream in a bit. I'm gonna read through some subscriptions and donations because God knows I missed the hell out of those. So let me go over and just fucking do that. Guys, I think this was a really productive stream. I think we got a lot of thinking done and a lot of believing done as well, which is like you don't usually get both in one stream. I need this dog. Please crowdfund it. IRL streamer. Dog can't catch viruses. That's fucking true. Yeah, let me read through. Elmo TTS Windfather. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Making the Elmo like the Trigger Me Elmo doll text to speech. That's fucking genius. Too bad I left it in Hawaii. I can make another one. Fuck, does Twitch not give me notifications for this stream? Let me also read through our subscriptions. Yeah, we're gonna end off stream pretty soon, but I saw a lot of notifications that I did not read, and so I'm gonna go to read those now. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, content. And then, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the thing that lets me read your subscriptions, which I know where to find that is... I know where to find this. So... I do know where to find it. This just reads 2 minutes ago. Hey, Lily, like, if I asked you on your stream, like, where to find subs that have happened. Okay, cool. That's, you kind of, like, pass the test and, like, whatever's. If I just go down to recent events. Okay. Sorry if I did not read your sub off. We were having a very important conversation about, the Boston Dynamics dog. That was a little good coding session as well. I think we both learned a lot of Python. Let me pop in the Are My Clocks giveaways live action. Man, so Lily, if someone wanted to view just subscriptions on this, like, I'm pretty sure you know how to do it, but I I know how to do this. If we just go there, yeah, okay. Yeah, like I do computer stuff, like just in case you're wondering. Okay, I'm gonna read off some subs. Thank you, Barryboy1, for the gifted subs, and Barryboy1 read the same fucking name. Thank you, Dagamon. Chaotic, what the fuck? Donut Operator. Oh, holy shit. Hey, Donut Operator. Hello, what's up? He's a cool YouTuber. Piece of my dinner. Thank you for the tier 1. Thank you, Zinummer, for the sub. Titan numbers behind it for the sub. Another from Donut Operator for the sub. Thank you. Another Dr. Shadow. That's fucking idea. Oh, Arcanum. We read those. Arcanum. A lot of Arcanum. Jesus. Thank you, Arcanum. Edison Sue. It's the real duck. It's the real duck again. It's the real duck for a third time. There are a lot of those. It's the real... Pointy 6000. Thank you for the sub. Fresh Funky, thank you for the sub. Jiver Shrow, thank you for the sub. Pog Dog, thank you for the sub. Cook Clerks. Anime is a lie. Blue Aid, Romu 32, Ice Tanker 1, Craig Sir, Head Shallot, Doom. I feel like I'm speaking a different language. Oogway 52, thank you for the sub, as well as Chaz, thank you for the sub. I read thank you, Buckle Up Boy, for the 5 gifted subs, and Ollie Ollie for the sub. I said at least most of them. Kagamos, maybe Maxwell, Jack and G, Civic Doom, Head Schlatt, Kreckler, Crazy Saxes, Ridge 131, Ice Tanker 1. I read that one. And that wizard. Anime is a lie. Divine Wrath Law. I think we got through most of them. If you didn't hear your name, I probably said it and didn't pronounce it properly. So, oh, thank you, Daph, for the raid. I'm going to sleep now, so thank you for the raid. Thank you guys for joining in as I close my stream down. Am I going to stream tomorrow? That's a great question. The answer is maybe, because I might be working on a YouTube video, but also I want to get like I do want to do the drill stream. Thank you, Fat Purely, for the sub. I want to do this the chat control drill thing again, and that was a really fun coding stream with Toast. That'd be fun again. Thank you, Jason JS 456 for the sub. I'm gonna go to sleep now, and maybe see everyone tomorrow. Good night. Goodbye. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know, like maybe whatever like time. Oh, good night.